floor, get on the floor. Get on the floor, get on the floor. Get on the floor, get on the floor. Get on the floor, I know you want more.
Hey guys, Raven here with some more Destiny. How are you guys doing this evening? Hopefully everybody's doing well. I had a bunch of questions sent to me yesterday because I didn't touch on the reveal 2 for Bungie's The Taken King strike with Mr. Fruit. So we're going to touch a little bit on that today. Hopefully you guys watched it. If you didn't, you can go check out Bungie on Twitch. If you go find www.twitch.tv/Bungie, you will get to their page and you can look them up under the past broadcast, and you can watch the reveal from number 2 that did the strikes yesterday with Mr. Fruit. It was a good strike. It was very good. There were some good and there were some bad, and people wanted me to touch on it and talk to you guys some more about it and let you know what I thought, because yesterday apparently I skimmed over it a little bit. So we'll go a little bit more in depth today. I don't want to hit on all the negative stuff or all the positive stuff. Me personally, I'm excited about it. Mr. Fruit, I thought, first off, did a great job with the game, with the strike. I thought it was well played out by him. I like how he teased us with that sword. Man, that he teased us with that sword. So anyways, if you didn't watch it, I'll tell you a little bit about it, or if you did watch it, we'll go over it, we'll glimpse over it. And the strike takes place on the Dreadnought, and you're going to go fight the Cabal. You got 2 brothers that are going to be the bosses. It's like a Romeo and Juliet fight. For you guys that don't know, a Romeo and Juliet fight work kind of whereas you have to kill both of them. But once you kill one of them, in this fight, he infuses with the other brother, making the other brother a little stronger, so it makes it kind of hard. So it kind of plays off maybe who you kill first is smarter than killing the other person first. We don't really know yet. We'll know more about it later on. So let's talk about some of the bad stuff real quick off the bat. First off, the thing that everybody hates the most is how short the strike was. Yes, the strike was short. But you guys have to think about this for a second. They were level 40 going into a level 36 strike. So they showed you what it was going to be like to run a normal strike at level 40, which is going to be pretty freaking quick. And that's okay, because maybe there's stuff we need to go back there and grind for. Maybe there's something we need to go back there and pick up. Or maybe it's a good idea to go back there several times. So they're going to make these strikes interesting. So yes, it was short, but that's okay, because it won't be that short for us when we first start, because we won't be 40. I think that strike is going to be interesting. The Cabal have always been really tough to fight in the first place, especially if you put like modifiers on them and stuff. Other than that, really, the only other thing was you could run past the boss, the mobs. In the first part, Mr. Fruit hits an exploding can and blows himself up, and then he runs past the mobs pretty quickly. Like most other stuff here in Destiny, you can just, like I'm doing now, you can just zoom by it and keep going. That's part of it. All MMOs are like that. There's not much you can do about it. So if people getting upset about that, I'm like, all MMOs have places in zones you can run past. So really the only negative thing that I picked up was it was kind of short. Is that bad? Is that good? We don't really know. From my point of view, it was a little upsetting that it was so short, but that just meant that there's something more. I feel like Bungie left us with more. There's going to be more, we just don't know what it is. So let's talk about the good stuff, because honestly that's the only negative thing, or the kind of upsetting thing, was the stream was short. I mean, that's it. Raven's like, everybody keeps telling Raven, oh, it's short. Raven, it was short. Oh, it was so short. I know it was short, but they were 40 going to a 36. Think back to when this time, several months ago, when Professor Broman had to go do the Prison of Elders completely blindfolded, the first time ever. That was kind of hard, and they didn't know what they were getting themselves into, and they didn't get to finish it. This time, Bungie, Deej, and all of them wanted to make sure that they completed the strike while it was live on air. So it's okay. It was short. Fine. Let's get over it. Let's move on. So the good things. Let's move on to the good things. The good things is this fight, I believe, in a weekly heroic or nightfall is going to shine. There is a lot of stuff here. Right off the bat, there was a bunch of mobs they skipped past where I think if it's a heroic, if it has heroic modifiers for the nightfall on, that's going to be really hard to skip. You're not going to be able to just run past all those guys. You're going to have to fight your way through that, and that's going to be 10 minutes right there, right off the bat. The other good thing is Mr. Fruit fought the tank first. They did say that instance right there where the tank came through, sort of, it will change. How many times it rotates, we have no idea. They said there could be Cabal in there, there could be Vex, there could be Hive in there. So they gave you 3 instances, so I would assume there's at least going to be 3. There could be more, but that room will change. You will not encounter the same thing over and over again. They're going to make it different. Different dialogue, different things happening. We just don't know. I guess that's talking about that just for a second. The only other thing that I thought maybe was kind of disappointing was they brought the tank back. I don't think the tank was the best thing in the game, but I don't think it's the worst. So, I mean, there's one other little thing that probably bothered me a little bit, not much. Going past that, they worked their way past some more mobs. There really wasn't much to it. There's a little oven scene where it looked like you were getting burned on the kitchen. And then they made their way through a couple more rooms, and you got to the boss fight. And the boss fight's 2 brothers. One had a shield, one was using rockets and stuff. It's definitely a Romeo and Juliet fight. It was not a true one, but it's kind of a mini version of it, to where you hurt one. You fight. So when you first go in there, you fight one at a time. You fight one, then you get him down to half health. He walks away, and then another one comes in. I thought that was interesting because they only showed it one time through, and they ended up taking down the guy that had the brother that had the rockets and was shooting at you really hard. And he infused, when he killed him first, he infused with the other brother that had the shield. So it kind of makes me wonder what it would be like if they took the shield guy down first and his shield went onto the rocket guy, you know, and vice versa, you know, how hard it makes it. I think, again, that strike will shine in Weekly Heroics or Nightfall. Simple fact is that's going to be really interesting. It's not going to be easy. There's a lot of guys around there. There were not a lot of spots that you could cheese. Mr. Fruit hit on top of that, which was really neat, that I don't like instances where you can sit back and cheese. I want to make them interesting. I want to make them very challenging, and I like the fact that it's going to be different. It won't be, you know, different all the time, but it'll be a little bit different to where it's interesting enough to come back there and want to do it more. Again, it's the carrot that Bungie's putting out in front of you on the stick that makes you just want to keep going back for more and more. The other thing that was really cool that we'll touch on, probably the last thing, was Mr. Fruit wielding the sword. When he started the game off and he was showing you the character trees, which was really neat, you did see that he had the sword equipped. However, he didn't scroll over it, he didn't highlight it, he didn't want anybody to see it. Bungie was very clear that they were just going to tease that. And so throughout the entire strike, they kept going, oh man, only if we had some heavy, only if we have some heavy. You know, there's a lot of room for heavy. And so finally, they let Mr. Fruit whip out the sword. What was upsetting, I guess, to some people was they didn't switch over to Mr. Fruit's point of view when that happened. You were simply looking on the outside in what he was doing. So they did show that the sword was blocking some attacks that were being sent, aimed at him, which was really neat. And then they saw him swiping the sword once or twice. So we don't know what the capabilities are of it. And the big question is, when you wield the sword, are you in first person or third person? My assumption is you're probably in third person. So that's going to be really interesting. And, you know, how many swords are in the game? Is there one? Is there two? Is there many? Is there an exotic sword? Those type of questions make the game very interesting, and I really like what's going on with this. Yes, it was a short stream again. Yes, they brought the tank back. I guess that was kind of blah. And yeah, they teased the sword. But that's all good things, guys. It could all change. Nothing's set in stone with what could happen. They listen to our feedback. If something's bad or not right, they're going to change it. So good thing is Bungie's moving in the right direction. They're listening to us. I think the Taken King is going to be amazing. I look forward to Laced Up Lauren going on next Wednesday to take on the Court of Oryx, which will be really neat. So guys, stick in there, hang in there. Don't worry about it too much, but those are my thoughts. Stick around the YouTube channel. I'm going to try to release another video out telling you guys about Jur and a little bit more. I was going to do a Destiny Let's Play series. With the Taken King being so close to coming out, there was no point in me doing it with all these changes in the tower and the way things look. So kind of bear with me. New people that are coming, we'll explain exotics, and I will try to catch you guys up as much as I can. Guys, I appreciate you guys coming out every night, supporting and just being there. It's been awesome. It's been amazing. And like I said, this game is going to be great. It's going to, it started off kind of slow and vanilla like all the other games, but this game looks very promising for year 2. So hang in there. Don't get your hopes up. Don't get upset. And let's hold our breath and be excited for next week when Laced Up Lauren takes on the Court of Oryx back at Bungie Studio. It's going to be amazing. Guys, that about does it for me today. I want to go ahead and give you guys my thoughts and my opinions on what I thought of the strike, because a lot of people ask, and I know I didn't really touch on it much yesterday, so I figured, hey, let's do a video today. So that's the video on this. Like I said, tomorrow I will try to put out a video for sure, and we'll have some fun with it. Until then, guys, you guys stay sexy. I will see you guys back in Destiny. Don't forget to rate, comment, or subscribe. You guys stay awesome, and again, I will see you back in Destiny.